welcome to this special KUBS broadcast covering the championship of the Northeast 2B District Tournament. We're at West Valley High School and ready to watch the Northwest Christian Crusaders face off against the Colfax Bulldogs as both teams get ready to head to state. Eyes are wide open to see how both teams will face off another on this February afternoon. I'm Haley Bolliard, and beside me is Sophia Peeker. And we're just going to get rolling right into our pregame. So, Sophia, what can we expect to see from the Crusaders?
Well, Northwest Christian did play Davenport on Wednesday, and they won 76-66.
Yes, and their season records show competitiveness and the ability to adjust to any situation. So that adaptability will be key.
And their lead guard is Ben Bach with Caleb Grant as their three-scoring threat.
Yes, and Grant also averages 28 points a game and 10 rebounds.
Wow.
So really nice player there for him. And Jonah Pope also has a really nice interior presence here for the Crusaders.
They have very high scoring potential, capable of explosive offensive nights. So that should be interesting.
Yes, and that comes from their balanced lineup. They have multiple scoring options against the guard and the post position, so that diversity in players is vital for them.
So they're very momentum builders. Decisive victories create confidence for bigger games here.
Yes, and this team did beat last year's 2B state champs, Columbia Burbank, in their very first game of the season with a score of 74-43. So that was a nice, strong start for their season.
Make sure to watch for how the guards run the offense and create opportunities for post players.
Yes, that will be fun to see tonight. And so they are just really balanced with a strong offense and defense. So with that look at the Crusaders, we are going to take a quick look at the Colfax Bulldogs right here on Cubs FM after this short break. Welcome back to the pregame show. Again, I'm Haley Bolliard, and joining me is Sophia Peeker, and we are ready to get a good look at the Colfax Bulldogs. Sophia, what are we going to see?
Well, the Bulldogs have a perfect 23-0 overall, 11-0 in district. Normally scoring in the high 60s. Some games they can score upwards 80 points in a night.
Yes, this team is massive on that scoring. It's really fun to see all the points that they can get on the board. And they have been dominant all season and don't tend to take their foot off the gas. Have not gotten a single loss so far.
I know, they're very aggressive. They will attack the boards and create driving lanes through aggression.
Yeah, and so this team also will have to contain Northwest Christian's offense and not give in to the relentless pressure that the Crusaders put onto them.
They have done very well with keeping fouls on the low this season, despite being an aggressive team.
Yeah, that's always really fun to see. It's the right amount of aggression. They found that balance.
Yeah.
And they have Jenkins taking charge as their leading scorer, so I'm excited to see what he'll do out here.
Me too. If they get a hold of a lead early, don't expect them to fall behind. They've been very good at not allowing teams to come back this season.
Yeah, that'll be really fun to see if they get that early lead or if it's going to be a battle from the get-go. So with that, stay tuned on Cubs FM to see how each team will match up before tip-off, because we'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back to the pregame show. Again, I'm Haley Bolliard, and with me is Sophia Peeker. Getting a good look at both teams, what is this game going to look like tonight?
Well, we have two very high-powered offenses, Colfax averaging in the high 60s and 70s, while Northwest Christian is capable of explosive 70-plus point nights.
Yeah, so the defense might have to steal the spotlight tonight with that.
Yeah.
Excited to see what that'll get done there.
Yeah. Colfax is...
Go ahead. Go.
Okay, sorry. Colfax's perfect 23-0 record versus Northwest Christian's battle-tested schedule is definitely something that has to give him this title in the game.
Yeah, that'll be interesting to see that there. And so Caleb Grant's in the paint presence versus Colfax's aggressive rebounding. That's going to be a big thing to watch for. Second chance points could decide the outcome of the game here.
So guard play will be huge. Watch how Ben Bach controls tempo and how Colfax responds to ball pressure.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting thing to watch out there. And that physicality factor, I mean, both teams attack the boards and drive hard. Whistles and foul management could swing the momentum late.
Physicality factor, both teams attack the boards. Oh, did you just say that?
Yeah.
Whoops, I just read the wrong one. Colfax is the only team Northwest Christian has lost to throughout their entire season, so this should be amazing to watch.
And with that championship composure, Northwest opened up the season by beating last year's state champs, while Colfax has not lost all year long. So confidence will not be lacking from either bench.
This could turn into a fast-paced shootout or a half-court chess match, depending on who controls tempo in the first quarter.
Yes, that is going to be incredible to watch here. So expect intensity from that opening tip. Neither team wants Neither team wants to lose momentum heading into state, and they want that district title on their record.
Of course.
And I'm sure with Northwest Christian's girls just winning that district title, they want to follow that up as well. So overall, interesting matchup, and it looks like we're just going to stay right here on the mics for you and get rolling into our starters pretty immediately here. Sophia, we're going to play a new quick game.
Oh, okay.
Score predictions.
Oh, you go first.
I expect it to be very close at the end of the game. I expect it like 64 to 67 or something.
Okay, I'm going to go with like 73 to 75.
Okay, so still pretty close in there.
Yeah.
We'll see if it'll be a higher scoring game, like you're saying, or still a higher scoring game, but less higher scoring.
Yeah.
And so now let's get rolling into those starters we've got here. We'll go ahead and get started with the Northwest Christian Crusaders, as they are the visiting team on our scoreboards here. So first up, they have number 1. This is a sophomore guard. He stands at 5'11". That is Aiden Spooler. Next up, we have for the Bulldogs, number 2. This is a senior guard. He also stands at 5'11". That is Gunnar Brown. Then next up here for the Crusaders, we have number 2. This is a junior guard at 6 foot tall, Braylon Comfort. Then we'll move down to number 4 for the Bulldogs, a senior guard. He stands at 6'7", and he's not the only 6'7" guy on their roster.
Wow.
So that is Ledger Kelly. Next up here for the Crusaders, we have number 3, a senior playing guard and forward at 6'2". That will be Jonah Pope. Then we'll go down to number 13 for the Bulldogs, a junior guard at 6'2". You're looking at Riker Reed. Then we'll move down to number 5. This is a senior who is also a guard and forward, standing at 6'3", Caleb Grant. Then we'll look at number 23, a senior guard at 6'5". That's Adric Jenkins. Rounding out the lineup here for the Crusaders, we have number 12, a senior playing forward and center. He stands at 6'4" tall. That will be Ben Bach. And rounding out our lineup here for the Colfax Bulldogs, we have a junior standing at a whopping 6'6".
Wow.
He is playing that forward position. That is Caleb Lustig. All right, we got everybody rolling on out here, Sophia. So now it's time for the game you've been expecting here. Who do you presume is going to win the jump here tonight?
Well, for the girls, I did go with Northwest Christian, and
You did win.
Yeah, but this time I'm going to go with Colfax.
Okay, so you will take Colfax. I will gladly take the Crusaders here. Maybe they'll get some good momentum after their girls got it there. So coming in, we do have the 6'7" Ledger Kelly going up against Grant, who stands at 6'3". So 4-inch difference there.
Yeah.
It's okay though. We got some hops in those pink shoes. I know it. So getting ready to start this game here. We're gonna have the ref waiting to go into the center jump circle here. Some last second remarks here from our announcer of the game. And so now, ready to get this game started, ref.
Yep.
Whistle in mouth, ready to go here. Stepping into that center jump circle. Throws it up high, and it is tipped back with Grant there, so I will win that little game.
Okay, I should have trusted.
Yes, now we have Pope in control here, trying to work around the arc there. Pass off to Spooler on that left wing. He's going to drive off on this left side. Now we're in the left corner with Comfort. He'll be going around, handing it over to this right side. Now we have 8 seconds left on that shot clock. Jonah Pope driving up into the paint there. And before he gets a shot up, there will be a foul on the play. This one will be going against the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 23, Adric Jenkins, his first personal, and Colfax's bursting foul.
So now fresh 30 on that shot clock, and Jonah Pope inbounding for the Crusaders. Gives that off to Grant on the left wing. Ball gets knocked out of bounds, and that's off of the hands of Grant. So now we'll have the Bulldogs inbounding from the near sideline. They send Reed to inbound for them. Inbounds that one over to Jenkins. Jenkins jogging over that timeline here. Handoff towards the top of the arc. Back off on this right wing now with Kelly. Push up into the paint, up for two. That shot will sink from Lustig. First points of the game on the board are going to the Colfax Bulldogs. Scores 2-0 with 7:10 left in the first quarter. And Spooler handing it off to Pope on that right side. He'll drive up in towards that right block, try and pass it over, but it's stolen away by Reed. Passes that one over to Jenkins, who jogs over that Eagle logo. Stops at that right slot and passes it over there to the left. Gonna get it in the paint, find ourselves in the right corner again. Up for three from Jenkins. Switch right on in, no problemo. 5-0 now reads that score with 6:40 left in the first quarter of action. Now we have Pope just inside that right wing. They're stepping back outside of the arc and handing it over to Grant. Grant, pass back off to Pope, up for three from the right wing, and that one will sink. 5-3 now reads the score with Colfax up by 2 points, 6:20 left in the first. And Jenkins driving up in towards the left block, up for two from Jenkins, but it will not sink there. Rebounded by the Bulldogs, put up for two. That one will flawlessly fall in there for Kelly. Now bringing our score 8-3 with 6:04 left in the first quarter. Spooler trying to drive his way around some defensive pressure here. Tries to hand it off, but can't even get that done. A little too aggressive defensively here for the Bulldogs. We will have a foul called up.
Foul against number 13, Riker Reed, his first personal, and the Bulldogs' second team foul.
Spooler inbounding here for the Crusaders. Gives it off to Grant deep between circles. He'll hand that one off to Pope, who circles around, trying to find that right side. Hand back over to Spooler. He turns around, drives up towards the top of the arc, finding the left wing, now handing it to Grant. Takes it into the paint, hands it over, up for two from Bach, and that will sink. 8-5 now reads the score with 5:34 left in the first. We have Jenkins between circles here, hands that one over to Lustig. Now back to Jenkins at the right block. Ball knocked out of bounds, but Northwest Christian with the last contact there. Actually, gonna correct that call. It is Colfax with the last touch. So Crusaders inbounding. That is Jonah Pope handing it into the hands of Grant. Grant taking this one over that Eagle logo up towards the top of the arc. He'll swing out right, hand over to Pope. Pope gets it off on that left slot. Makes it like he's gonna go right, then tries to get to the left block. Up for two from Pope, but it bounces out, and Lustig grabs the rebound for the Bulldogs. He'll hand that one over to Jenkins, who jogs over that center stripe. Down on this right wing now, hand off. We're gonna circle back around, trying to find the top of the arc with Kelly. Gets it to the right block, loses control, but it's picked back up by the Bulldogs. Finds Kelly right block, up for two. Will not make that shot sink, and Comfort eventually grabs that rebound for the Crusaders. Taking that one through the center jump circle here. Pass off to Spooler on the right wing. Spooler takes it up to the right block, up for two from Spooler, but it circles out. That's rebounded by Reed. Reed keeping the pace up and quick here. Finds the right block, up for two. It will not sink. Grant with the rebound here for the Crusaders. Long pass over to Spooler, who finds that right wing. Pass back up to Wilhite at the top of the arc. Loses control a bit there and hands it back to Spooler. 17 left on that shot clock as he circles around towards the left wing and hands it to Pope. Pope tries to drive in, but it gets stolen by the Bulldogs. Jenkins passes that one over to Brown under the basket and up for two, and that will sink. 10-5 now reads that score. Bulldogs up by 5 with 3:55 left in this first quarter. Grant handing it over to Spooler on the right side, now over to Pope, right wing. Trying to still get into the paint there. Almost found Bach, but it got stolen by Jenkins. Jenkins handing that one over to Reed now, who takes it across the timeline. Hand back over to Kelly on that side. And we have a foul drawn up on the play. This one will be going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 12, Ben Bach, his first personal on the Crusaders' first team foul.
2 subs coming in here for Northwest Christian.
Coming in, Jesse Pope and Landon
Epinator.
Epinator.
So that will leave Jenkins to inbound here for the Bulldogs. 30 seconds back on that shot clock. Hands that one over to Lustig on the right. Now back to Jenkins at that right wing. Finds Lustig, who tries to drive in towards the right block, puts a shot up and into the hands of Kelly, who gets that putback for 2, and that'll work out. 12-5 is now that score with 3:15 left in this first quarter. Spooler, right wing, trying to get away from some defensive pressure there. Hands that one over to Jesse Pope. Gets it back over to Spooler, right wing. Trying to work around here. Back to Jesse Pope at that right slot. Up for 3, and he'll drain it right in there. That's from a freshman.
Flawless. That was great.
12-8 now reads that score with 2:53 left in the first quarter. You have Jenkins working down that left wing now. Lobs a pass over, and it's intended for Lustig, but stolen away by Jonah Pope. He'll take it down, get off on that right wing now where he finds Spooler. Up for 2 from Spooler. Almost tips in, but just barely flips out for him. That is rebounded by Reed and handed to Jenkins. Jenkins getting off on this right wing now. Hands that one over to Kelly, who then gets it to Lustig under the basket. Up for 2. You cannot stop him from that post position.
Yeah.
14-8 is now that score with 2:14 left in the first. We have Grant on the right wing, trying to work his way in there, and a foul called up on the play. This one accredited to the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 2, Gunnar Brown, his first personal, and the Bulldogs' third team foul.
Sub rolling in here for the Bulldogs as well.
Connor
McAnally.
Whoops, I can't pronounce these names.
So now we have Grant from that far sideline inbounding for the Crusaders. Gets it over to Spooler. Spooler passes that back to Grant at the top of the point. But we do have a foul called here. This one will go against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 41, Landon Epinator, his first personal, and the Crusaders' second team foul.
Sub back in here for Northwest Christian.
Braylon Wilhite.
And so now we have Reed in control for the Bulldogs. Hands that one over to Kelly on the left side. Now back out to Reed, getting it in to that right block. Up for 2, that sinks from Lustig. Our score is now 16-8 with 1:42 left in the first quarter. Have Grant on that far sideline here, trying to drive in towards the block. Hand over to Jonah Pope on the right wing. Now back out to Grant. Gets that one in, and under the basket, Jesse Pope up for 2. That one will sink right on in. 16-10 now the score with 1:20 left in this first quarter. Jenkins handing it over to Reed, who takes it down towards the right block. Up for 2. That sinks for Reed. 18-10 is the score now with 1:09 left in the first. Gonna have Grant in control now, handing it over to Jonah Pope. He'll circle around, trying to find that right side, hand it off to his brother. Getting stuck up a bit here in some defensive pressure from the Bulldogs. Back over to Spooler. Now we have Comfort at the left wing. He'll drive under the basket, hand it to Jesse Pope. That's Jonah Pope, up for 2 under the basket. That'll sink. 18-12 now the score with 40 seconds left in this first quarter. Jenkins taking it slow and easy as he enters the front court. Gonna hand that one over to Reed on that side. Now back to Jenkins on the left wing, trying to get away from the pressure of the Crusaders. Steps in, left elbow up for that deep two and sinks it right on in, bringing our score now 20-12 with the Bulldogs entering the 20s point here. And 13 seconds are what's left in this first quarter. So we have Jonah Pope trying to get in towards that right block. Trying roll under the basket up for two. Gets knocked down, so a foul will be drawn up on the play against the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 10, Connor McGinley, his first personal, and the Bulldogs' fourth team foul.
So now with 5.2 seconds left in the first, we're going to have Caleb Grant inbounding for the Crusaders. Grant looking for a pass there. Gets that one off to Spooler. Now back to Grant at the right block. Shoots that one out to Jonah Pope. Up for three from the left corner. And that will sink to end that first quarter of action. It was a quick one. No timeouts or anything, I don't think. Score is 20-15. So we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. Ready to get this second quarter rolling here. We'll be sending Kelly to inbound here for the Bulldogs. Score right now is 20-15. Bulldogs are up by 5. Kelly handing that one into the hands of Reed. Now back over to Kelly, who finds Jenkins up for a three from downtown off the left side, but it will not sink. Jonah Pope gets his rebound. Tries to lob a pass over to Grant, who pulls up towards the right wing. Step back three, but it will not sink, just barely bounces out of there. Rebounded by the Bulldogs and handed over to Jenkins. Jenkins taking this one up and handing it into the hands of Lustig at the top of the arc. Now back over to Kelly, who tries to go down the left side. Gives it back to Lustig, right at that right block, up for a two. Doesn't even have to jump, he can just reach right on in the basket. 22-15 is now your score with 7:18 left in the first half of the game. Comfort taking it in towards that right block, giving it out to Grant now, who gets up for a three from the right side. The shot will not sink, however, a foul drawn up here. This one will be going to the Crusaders.
Foul against number 1, Aiden Spooler, his first personal and the Crusaders' first team foul.
So that will be leaving Reed inbounding to Jenkins. Jenkins jogging through the backcourt, going down towards this right wing here. To circle back around towards the top of the arc. They'll try and drive into the paint there. Fakes a three from the slot and hands it back out between circles. Will go down that left side. They'll get it back out towards the top of the arc with Lustig. Hand back to Jenkins. Gonna go for that three from that left wing again. This time he will absolutely drain it right on in there. Bringing our score 25-15. With 6:36 left in the second quarter. Spooler driving in towards that right block, tries to go up for two, gets knocked to the ground, his shot won't sink. That's rebounded by McAnally. Now we'll find Lustig at the left slot, handing it into Jenkins, but picked up by McAnally. Now back off to Reed on that left wing, driving in towards the block, and dragged his toes a little too much. That's a travel called against Colfax. Possession handed back to the Crusaders. The sub coming in for Colfax.
Gunnar Brown coming in.
So now we have Will Comfort inbounding for the Crusaders. He gives it off to Spooler, who rolls through the center jump circle. Goes down towards that left wing. Tries to hand it back to Grant, but it's picked up by Kelly. Uses all 6'7" there to steal that one away. tries to drive under the basket and get a shot up for two. The shot won't sink, but he does get to go to the free throw line.
Foul against number 5, Caleb Grant, his first personal, and the Crusaders' second team foul.
So now we will be seeing Ledger Kelly go to that charity stripe to get some more points on the board here for the Bulldogs. First shot is up, and that one sinks in there. Sub rolling in for Northwest Christian.
Coming onto the court, Evan Cox.
Score now 26-15 with 6:02 left in the second quarter. One more shot left from Kelly. Getting set and ready here. Second shot is up. That one is also good from Kelly. 2 for 2 on the night. Score now 27-15. 6 minutes remaining in the half. We have Grant directing some traffic as he crosses the Eagle logo. Get it down on this left wing now with Jonah Pope. Pass that one into Cox up for a 2, but it will not sink. That's rebounded by Comfort. Shot back outside of the arc with Grant, who takes it up in the paint. Gets the shot up for 2, and that'll sink. And he'll get an and one call on that.
Foul against number 33, Caleb Lustig, his first personal, and the Bulldogs' first team foul.
Caleb Grant to that free throw line now, trying to turn his two-pointer into a 3, and he can get it done today. 27-18 now your score. 5:39 left in the second quarter. Jenkins taking this one up towards the top of the arc. Push down on this right slot now. Hand back over to Jenkins, who tries to find the block, but dribbles on his foot. Ball, what's that word? Ricochets out of bounds off of his toes, and possession handed back to the Crusaders. We have Comfort inbounding this one to Grant. Grant approaching the top of the arc. We're going to pass it out left to Pope. Now back out towards the top of the arc with Grant. He'll circle around towards the left lane, up for a 2, but it will not sink. That's rebounded by Lustig and handed to Kelly. Kelly gets it down, trying to find that right block. Turns around, puts it up, and it will not sink, but the putback shot from Lustig is at no disadvantage there. Score now reads 29-18. 4 minutes and 50 seconds left in the second. Gonna get it down to Cox on that left wing. Push up in here under the basket. Shot taken up for 2 by Grant, but he ends up falling on the ground. A foul called on this play to send Grant to that charity strike.
Foul against number 2, Gunnar Brown, his second personal, and the Bulldogs' second team foul.
So now we have Caleb Grant back to the free throw line, ready to redo what he did the first time, but double. Getting set and ready for his first shot here. That one is up. That will sink from Grant. Back to a 10-point game. Score is 29-19. 4:44 left in the second quarter. One more shot here for Grant. That one is up. That one also will sink there for Grant. 29-20 now that score. Both teams in the 20-point range. And we have Jenkins taking control for the Bulldogs. Hand that one off. And foul called up here on the play. Ref shaking his head as he watches it go down there. That'll be accredited to the Crusaders.
Foul against number 23, Evan Cox, his first personal, and the Crusaders' third team foul.
We have that one inbounded by Kelly. He gets it right back to him. Now shot back over to Jenkins between circles. He's gonna take it and try and drive up into the paint. Goes up for 2 from the left elbow. His shot is no good, but we do have a foul called to go against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 3, Jonah Pope, his first personal, and the Crusaders' fourth team foul.
So now we will be seeing Jenkins at the charity stripe. First shot is up. That one doesn't even think about the rim. 30-20 now that score with 4:27 left in the second quarter. One more shot left here from Jenkins. That one is up, and it hits the back of the iron and will not sink. We have a scramble for the rebound, and the foul drawn up. This time, it will be going against Colfax.
Foul against number 33, Caleb Lustig, his second personal, and the Bulldogs' third team foul.
So that leaves Spooler to inbound, but we have a timeout called, so we're gonna take a quick break too, and we'll be right back after this. welcome back to this Cubs sports broadcast. We have 4:25, 4.25 left in second quarter.
Woo!
And there we had Spooler inbound this one to Grant. He's going to take it up through that center jump circle, pass down on that right wing with comfort. Now over to Jonah Pope, swing back down towards this left wing, up for three. That is no good from Cox. Rebounded by the Crusaders. They'll get it back out to Grant on the right wing. Grant trying to circle around here. Ball knocked down, and that's off of the hands of Lustig as it rolls out of bounds. So the Crusaders set to inbound this one. And a sub rolls in for Northwest Christian.
Coming out to the court, Ben Bach.
Yeah, he'll be letting Cox take a little bit of a break here.
Yep.
As we have Spooler inbounding for Northwest Christian. He sends that one over to Grant. He's looking off towards this left side, then passes it to Spooler, right wing. Spooler getting it over to Comfort just inside that three-point mark, up for the deep two, and that will sink. 30-22 is your score with 3:44 left in the second quarter. Jenkins taking this one up and finding that right block. He will dunk that effortlessly, very enthusiastically. That was amazing.
That was amazing.
33-22 is now your score with 3:27 left in the second quarter. We have Grant almost going up for the three from the left slot. Gets it slammed down on him and picks it back up, but refs call an illegal double dribble on that play. So possession handed back to the Bulldogs now. That'll be Jenkins set to inbound over to Reed. Reed taking this one across the timeline. Passes it down towards that left side. Gonna get it back out to Reed at the right slot. Now Jenkins on the left wing. Drives up and goes up for the three. Shot will not sink. Rebound is knocked down, and we have a foul called up on the Bulldogs as we get a little too aggressive.
Foul against number 33, Caleb Lustig, his third personal, and the Bulldogs' fourth team foul.
And to keep him out of foul trouble, we'll roll in a sub.
Connor McDonnelly?
Yes.
Oh, okay, got it.
So now we have Spooler crossing through that Eagle logo. Pass down to Comfort on this left wing. He'll circle back around towards that slot pass over. And we'll get it to Spooler at the right corner, up for the three, but it will not sink. Grant gets the putback shot, and that will be good. 32-24 is now your score with 2:42 left in the second. Jenkins handing that one over to Kelly at the top of the arc. We'll work down towards that lane, get it back outside of the arc now, and tripped up there. Two players on the ground, foul called on the play to be going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 2, Braylon Wilwood, his first personal, and the Crusaders' 15th foul.
So that will be sending Gunnar Brown to the free throw line. Ironically, both the players were wearing number 2.
I know.
And so first shot is up, and that is good from Gunnar Brown. Sub rolls in for Northwest Christian.
Coming out to the court, Jesse Pope.
Score is now 33-24 with 2.5 minutes left. And we do have the Bulldogs in bonus now. One more shot for Brown this journey. That one is up, hits the front of the rim, and it's picked up there with Reed on the rebound. Gonna get it out and stolen away there by Comfort. And tries to pass that one over, but it's stolen away by the 6'7" Kelly, who loses control as he goes down that far sideline. So it rolls out of bounds off the hands of the Bulldogs. Sub rolling in for Colfax.
Coming out to the court, Dane Thompson.
Spooler inbounding far sideline for the Crusaders. Gets it over into the hands of Jonah Pope. Now we'll find Grant at that right wing. Try to drive into the paint, then hand it over to Comfort at the top of the arc. Now finding Spooler at the left wing. Spooler at the left slot, handing it back over to Jesse Pope, who finds his brother Jonah on the right wing. Take it up into the paint, up for 2. Shot will not fall there, and it is rebounded by Reed, but picked back up by the Crusaders. We have Grant go down left lane, up for 2, but it hits the front of the rim. Will not sink, ball bounces out of bounds. That's off of the hands of Grant. So we have the Bulldogs inbounding underneath the Crusaders basket. That'll be Reed handing it over to Jenkins. Jenkins gets it over to Kelly at the top of the arc, then back to Jenkins on this right side. finds the right block, goes up for two, it swirls out. That one is rebounded by Spooler. Spooler crossing the timeline down that far sideline, getting at that right wing, handing it to Jesse Pope. Now back over to Spooler. Gets it up under the basket, but trips, and that's stolen away by Jenkins. Jenkins goes up for the deep three off that left side.
Wow.
Gonna need to find a passport for that shot. That was from downtown. 36-24 now reads your score with 1:03 left in this second quarter. We have Spooler on that right side and gonna give the ball back over to the refs here. Have a bloody nose on the court, so gonna roll in a sub.
Coming onto the court for the Crusaders, Ben Bach.
Now we have Spooler ready to inbound the ball here for the Crusaders from the far sideline. They have 18 seconds remaining on their shot clock. Officials handing Spooler that ball now. Looking for his inbound pass, gets it off to Grant between circles. Now we'll find comfort down on that left side of the court. Get it back up towards the top of the arc, swing out right this time. 8 seconds left on that shot clock, and Grant not moving anywhere. Gets it off to Jonah Pope at that right wing. He'll go up for the three, but it falls short of the rim. We do have a putback shot there that fell through Grant, but they will call a shot clock violation, so it will not count. So now we will have Reed inbounding for the Bulldogs. Refs just having a chat, making sure that they made the right call. There we appear to have a foul drawn up against the Bulldogs, so we will be going back into the hands of the Crusaders.
Foul against number 30, Dexter McGully, his first personal, and the Bulldogs' 5th team foul.
And so now we have Spooler inbounding that one. He gives it over to Grant, and ball will bounce out of bounds there. It'll be off of the hands of the Bulldogs. So Spooler back to inbound for the Crusaders. Only 1 second taken off their shot clock there. Looks for that inbound pass and gets it off to Grant near that center jump circle. Looking down towards that right wing, hand over to Jonah Pope. Pope taking it around, handing it back over to Spooler, who gives it to Grant between circles. Grant deep on this left side of the court here, circles back around, trying to find the right lane, but we have a foul drawn up here. And so now we have the Crusaders in bonus with a foul called against the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 12, Dane Thompson, his first personal, and the Bulldogs' 5th team foul.
So Caleb Grant to the charity stripe with 2 shots. Set and ready for his first one here. That is up from Grant. Makes that one swish right on in to bring our score 36-25. Only 17.7 seconds left in the second quarter. One more shot left here from Grant. That one is up. That one is also good. 36-26 is your score. 17 seconds left in the second. And we have Jenkins in control here for the Bulldogs. He's on the right wing and loses control of the ball. It goes out of bounds. That's off of the hands of Jenkins. So we have the Crusaders inbounding from in front of their bench. Spooler inbounding for Northwest Christian. He hands that one over to Grant deep in the backcourt here. 5 seconds remaining on our shot clock as Grant picks up the pace. Hands it over to Spooler, up for 3 left wing, hits the back of the iron. Shot will not sink, and that will conclude the second quarter of action. We have the Bulldogs up by 10 with a score of 36-26. Make sure you stay tuned for our halftime yap, because we'll be right back after this short break. And welcome to our halftime yap. Sophia, this game,
Woo! Yeah.
it's been a wild one. Tell us.
Yes, it has.
Highlights. Let's start strong.
Well, I guess, I don't know, highlights, can you start off with
Maybe
Jenkins' dunk?
I was gonna say maybe the incredible dunk from Jenkins.
Yeah.
That was insane. Like I didn't expect him to do that. He was like kind of working down there. I expected like a 3 or a layup, but he just like floated up there, boom, right down. That was wild.
Yeah. I think both teams are doing really good right now. I mean, I know that Colfax is in the lead, but I could see Northwest Christian sprinkling in a couple threes and being right where they are.
Yes, for sure. These teams have been playing incredible, and I feel like a massive thing that is kind of differentiating the game right now is the height that the Bulldogs have against the Crusaders.
Yeah.
Like, let me get something straight here. The Crusaders are not a small team. Like,
yeah.
not even a single player on their roster. Well, one, that is 5'11", but the Bulldogs make them look like small, tiny first graders out here. It is insane, the height that team has.
Yeah.
I find that absolutely incredible, and they're using it to their advantage.
They certainly are, yeah.
Like putting Lustig under the hoop. Every single putback shot he gets, he just has to like, ding, and it goes right on in there. No jump, no nothing. It's amazing. The Crusaders, I mean, they've been on fire too. It's just been a constant game of back and forth, both ways. You really never know what to expect right now.
It literally could be anybody's game.
Yeah, for sure. It's been an incredibly high-paced, big intensity, really fun to watch game.
I agree.
Every game we broadcast, I think this is the most fun one. And then the next one comes, I'm like, oh man, I was wrong.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think it's a really fun game here. Both teams, super strong teams, they match up so very well, and it's just such a fun game to watch. So I think that pretty much wraps up our halftime yap here.
Yeah.
So with just about 3 minutes left, we're going to take a quick break and be back for the second half of the game right after this. welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. Ready to get this second half of the game kicking off here. And we'll start with Northwest Christian inbounding this one. That'll be Spooler giving it over to Grant. Grant handing it over to Spooler, now finding Comfort on that left wing. Comfort handing that one over to Pope, now back to Spooler, and we're finding this right side now. Grant getting boxed out there, hands it to Comfort, under the basket, up for two. Shot will not sink, and it's Lustig grabbing his rebound. Handing that one over to Jenkins now, will go across that timeline, handing it over to Reed. Reed up for two and hands that one down into Lustig under the basket. He'll make that one sink. Score now 38-26 with 7:22 left in the third. You have Spooler over to Pope now. Comfort on the left wing. Get it off to Grant, who drives in. Goes up for a floater of a two, but it will not sink, and that's rebounded by Lustig and given into the hands of Kelly. Tries to get that one up towards that block and up for two, but the ball gets knocked out of his hands before he can get it done, and the sub rolls in for Northwest Christian.
Come onto the court, Landon Epinator.
So now we have Kelly inbounding this one as that was out of the hands of the Crusaders. Tries to feed that one in to Jenkins, but it gets knocked out of bounds again, back off of the Crusaders. So inbounding again with 24 seconds left on the shot clock. Gets it to Jenkins in the paint now. Steps back left lane, hands that one over to Kelly, but the putback is no good. We have them try and recover it. Ends up going out of bounds off the hands of Brown with the Bulldogs. So possession given back to the Crusaders. That'll be Pope inbounding to Spooler. Spooler crossing through the jump circle as we get it down on that left wing. Epinator left block up for two, but it gets slammed down by the Bulldogs. Now in possession is Reed, handing it over to Jenkins. Back out to Reed at the right wing, up for the three, but it will not sink. Epinator securing that rebound, handing it over to Grant. Now to Jonah Pope at the right slot. Pope gets up towards the point, trying to drive in, hands it back out to Grant, takes it up into the paint, under the basket with the reverse layup, and that'll sink. 38-28 is now that score with 6:18 left in the third. We have Jenkins taking it down towards that right side, but it's stolen away by the Crusaders. You have Grant at that right block, up for two from Grant, but cannot make that shot sink. A bit too much interference from the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 23 at Adric Jenkins, his second personal, and the Bulldogs' first team foul.
So now we have Caleb Grant to that charity stripe, ready to get 2 points on the board here for the Crusaders. First shot is up, and that one hits the front of the rim, does not sink there for Grant. Still one more opportunity to lessen that gap. Right now it's at 10 points. Will he make it 9? Officials handing him over the ball. Second one is up, and that one will switch right on in there to bring score 38-29. 6:07 left in the third quarter. We have Jenkins going up towards the top of the arc there. He's at the left slot looking for a pass. Gets that one handed over to Kelly, and foul drawn up on the play to be going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 3, Jonah Pope, his second personal, and the Crusaders' first team foul.
The sub comes in here.
Jesse Pope coming over the court.
So now we're going to have Kelly inbound for the Bulldogs at this near sideline. Gives it over to Jenkins, who strolls around towards that right side of the court. He'll take it up at that right wing, step up towards the free throw line, up for the two, and it'll drain right on in there. 40-29 now reads that score with 5:42 left in the third quarter. You have Pope handing it off to Spooler on this right wing. Tries to pass that one into Grant at the right block, up for two. That sinks for Caleb Grant. 40-31 now reads the score with 5:25 left in the third. Jenkins handing that one off to Reed, who takes it down that right side, finds the block, up for two, and that is good there, bringing our score 42-31 with 5:10 left in the third quarter. Gonna have Comfort up at the top of the arc here. Swing down on this right wing. Now back up to Jesse Pope. Left slot for the three. Shot will not sink. And that is rebounded by the Bulldogs. They get it down on that right wing, now finding right slot, getting knocked down a bit, but picked back up by Lustig. Get it back over to Jenkins on that far sideline. Step up towards the free throw line. Up for the two. The shot will sink for Jenkins. Score 44-31. 4:36 left in the third. Timeout called, so we'll take a quick break too and meet you back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. 4:36 left in the third quarter here. 44-31 is our score. And Spooler is inbounding for the Crusaders. Hands that one over to Grant. Grant keeping the pace slow in the backcourt. Now jogging as he gets over that timeline. Hands that one off to Pope at this right wing. Circles around towards the top of the arc, then hands that one over to Jesse Pope. Jesse Pope stuck between circles there and gonna have possession. Go back over to the Bulldogs now. Sub rolling in for Northwest Christian.
Coming out to the court, Ben Bach.
So now we're going to be having Reed inbound for the Bulldogs from right in front of their own bench. Hands that one over to Jenkins. Now back over to Reed. He's going to get it up towards the top of the arc here. Drive in towards that left lane. Hand back over under the basket, up for two, and that is good for Jenkins. 46-31 is the score with 4 minutes left in the third quarter. We have Spooler on the right wing trying to navigate some heavy traffic here. Circles around towards that left side. Now we're going to have it going down into the key there with Comfort. Having to shoot that one up. The shot will not fall, but we will get to make the trip to the charity stripe with the foul called against the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 33, Caleb Lustig, his fourth personal, and the Bulldogs' second team foul.
He's really got to be careful with those fouls here. One more, and he's out of the game. First shot is up from Comfort, and that one bounces off the rim and still sinks on in. Sub rolling in for Colfax.
Coming out to the court, Gunnar Brown.
Yeah, got to keep Lustig out of foul trouble here. Score now 46-32, 3:45 left in the third. One more shot for Comfort. That one is up, and that is also good from Comfort to bring our score 46-33, 3:42 left in this third quarter. And Jenkins taking it down towards the right wing, handing it over to Reed. Reed gets it to the top of the arc, swirls around towards the right block. Up for two from Reed. His shot will not sink. But now Colfax gets to make the same trip that Comfort just made with a foul called against Northwest Christian.
Foul on number 2, Braylon Comfort, his second personal, and the Crusaders' second team foul.
First shot is up from Reed, and that one just barely bounces out of there. Sub rolling in for Northwest Christian.
Coming onto the court, Brody Shamblin.
One more shot left here for Reed this journey to the free throw line. Score is still 46-33 for the time being. Second shot up, and that one is good. Score now 47-33 with 3:30 left in that third quarter. Gonna have Spooler in control here for the Crusaders. Hand it over to Pope at the wing. Now find Grant's right block, up for two. It's no good, and Jenkins with the rebound. He's on the sprint down that far sideline. Right wing, up for three. He'll do it himself, but it hits the back of the iron. Grant gets the rebound, gets it to the top of the arc, passes that one over to Spooler deep on that left side. Spooler circling around, handing it back to Grant at the point. Now we'll get it off to Shamblin. Feed that one into Spooler. Now Grant's in the paint. Up for two from Grant, and the shot will sink. However, it will not count. Oh, they will give him the points there. 47-35 now the score with 2:50 left in the third quarter. So that will be Reed now inbounding for the Bulldogs. Ready to hand that one over to Jenkin. Jenkin now getting that ball, jogging over the wing of the Eagle. Take it down towards the right wing, hand that one up to Kelly at the top of the arc. And we have a foul called here. You can see it, he knows it. So that's going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 5, Caleb Grant, his second personal, and the Crusaders' third team foul.
So that leaves the Bulldogs to inbound from under their basket. We'll have Kelly inbounding. Looking out towards that right wing for a pass. Hands that one into Reed. Tries to go up for two, but cannot keep the grip on the ball to get it done. Ball will go out of bounds, but Northwest Christian does touch it before it does so. So back into the hands of the Bulldogs. We'll have Kelly inbounding again. Gets it off on that left wing with Jenkin this time. Jenkin twisting and turning around. He gets into the paint, puts a shot up, but it will not sink. There is a massive fight for the rebound and a foul drawn up here against the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 33, Adric Jenkin, his third personal, and the Bulldogs' third team foul.
So now we have Pope inbounding that one to Spooler. Spooler taking it down towards that left side. He's gonna direct some traffic here. Circle around towards the right side of the court now. They get it right wing with Pope. Feed it into Grant inside of the arc. Get that one off to Shamlin, left wing for the three, but it will not sink. And players end up on the ground here. Whistles blown, another foul on the court.
Foul against number 2, Gunnar Brown, his third personal, and the Bulldogs' fourth team foul.
Subs checking in for both teams.
Coming in for the Crusaders, Braylon Comfort, and for Colfax, Dan Thompson.
And inbounding for the Crusaders, we're gonna have Spooler. He hands that one over to Pope at the left wing and takes it up into the paint. It's at the left lane, goes for the two, but the shot will not fall. That is rebounded by Jenkin. And Jenkin jogging across the timeline, swirling off towards this left side. We'll get it back on that right. We're gonna find that right block, get that shot up for two. No good from Kelly. And that is Bach with the rebound. Grant's now trying to take it down that far sideline. And a bit too much defensive pressure here. A foul called up to be going against the Bulldogs.
Foul number 4, Ledger Kelly, his first personal, and the Bulldogs' fifth team foul.
So now we have Crusaders are in bonus, so they should be heading to the free throw line. But we do have to sub Grant out, as it looks like his mouth is bleeding a little bit. He took a hard hit for that one, kind of hit a brick wall.
Yeah.
So gonna get that checked out real quick and make sure everything is all good. And timeout calls, so we're gonna take a quick break too and be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. Grant is okay, had to get his head bandaged up there.
Yep.
Apparently got a little cut on his head when they had that nice headbutt there.
Yeah,
but
good.
he is all good to go. He's going to get his free throws now.
Uh-huh.
He has a cool headband to go with it.
Yeah.
So Grant set and ready for his first shot. That one is up. It hits the front of the rim, but still falls for Grant. He'll bring that score 47-36 with 1:41 left in the third quarter. One more shot left here from Grant. That one is up. It also hits the front of the rim, but he's got away from making them fall. Score 47-37 now with 1:38 left in this third quarter. And Jenkins taking this one down towards that right block here. Steps up into the paint, up for two. That sinks for Jenkins. Score now 49-37 with 1:25 left in the third. We have Pope calling out a play as he approaches the top of the arc here. Step in towards that left lane, up for a two. The shot will fall, but a travel called on the play makes it not count on the scoreboards. So now we'll be having Reed inbound this one for the Bulldogs. Gives it to Jenkins. Now Jenkins taking this one across that center stripe. He'll no look past that one off to Reed, who passes this one down towards the left wing. Back out towards the left corner now, right slot. We're gonna drive in and lose control there. Ball goes out of bounds. It's off of the hands of what would have been Kelly, but the Crusaders did interfere with it a little bit, so now Kelly gets to inbound this one. Kelly gets that one down on the right wing. Gonna have Reed driving into the paint. He'll go up for two. Shot swirls out and will not sink. However, he still will get to try and get 2 points with the foul going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 2, Braylon Comfort, his third personal, and the Crusaders' fourth team foul.
So that sends Reed to the charity stripe here. First shot is up, but it hits that back of the rim. The sub coming in for Northwest Christian.
Coming out to the court, Layden Epinator.
Yeah, he'll be letting Comfort step off so he doesn't get in any foul trouble here. Let's keep it at 3 for now.
Yeah.
One more shot left here from Reed. That one is up, and the Bulldogs have officially hit 50 points for this game. Scored 50-37 with 45 seconds left in that third quarter. Gonna have Pope drive in towards the right block, pass that one out. Can't find any hands, just careens out of bounds. But the last touch is by the Bulldogs. Bulldogs will be rolling in a quick sub.
Coming onto the court, Gunnar Brown.
He'll be letting Jenkins take a break here. And we have Spooler inbounding far sideline for the Crusaders. We'll get that one to Pope at the left corner, up for the three, but it will not fall. That's rebounded by Thompson and handed into Reed. Reed jogging across the timeline. We'll hand that one over to Kelly in between circles. Now that's over to McAnley. Now on that left wing, back up towards the top. We have Reed in between circles here. 6 seconds on that shot clock. Gonna have Kelly trying to dribble around here, find the left block. He does it, and it's up for two, but it will not fall. However, the Bulldogs do get that rebound. They feed that one into Brown. The shot will not sink, but he gets to retry that one. Another foul here to go against Northwest Christian.
Foul against number 12, Ben Bach, his second personal, and the Crusaders' 15th foul.
So Brown to the charity stripe with 1.2 seconds left in the third quarter. Set and ready for his first shot. That one is up, but it hits the back of the iron, will not sink. One more shot left here for Gunnar Brown. Score remaining 50-37 for the time being. 1.2 left in the third. Second one is up. That one is good for Brown, so it's 51-37. And Spooler chucks a pass, or not a pass, but a shot from all the way down the court. Will not sink, and that will end the third quarter of action. Score is 51-37, and we're going to take a quick break and be right back after this. back to this Cubs sports broadcast. We have the final 8 minutes of this game set on the clock. And we have the Bulldogs inbounding this one. That'll be Reed set to inbound for Colfax. Officials handing him that ball now. He'll get it over to Jenkins. Now back over to Reed on that right wing. Gonna get it out towards this right block now under the basket and up for two. That'll sink from Lustig. Back in the game and already getting some points on the board. Score 53-37 with 7:40 left in the game. We have Spooler on the right wing, stepping back a bit here as he gets defensive pressure. Gives it over to Pope, who takes it in between circles there. Tries to drive down and ball on the floor. And we had a kick there from the Colfax Bulldogs. So resetting our shot clocks and possession handed back to the Crusaders here. We'll have Spooler set to inbound this one from underneath his basket. And Spooler receiving that ball now, looking for that pass. Chucks it deep to Pope, deep on that left side. He'll circle around, looking for the right, then drives down the left lane. Gets it to the right block, up for two. Shot will not sink from Spooler, and Lustig gets the rebound. Hands that one over to Jenkins, who jogs across the Eagle logo. Hand off to Reed on the right wing. Now back up to Kelly at the left slot. Get it back down on that right wing and try and work our way up into the paint here. Give it back out to Jenkins between circles, up for that deep three, but it hits the back of the rim. It's rebounded by Jenkins. Second dunk on the night. I think that the rim is starting to fear his grip.
Yeah, wow.
Score 55-37, 6:24 left on the clock. Timeout called, so we'll take a quick break too, and we'll be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs sports broadcast. Final 6 minutes, 44 seconds of this game. 55-37 reads the score. Just got an epic dunk from Jenkins for the second time this game. And Comfort is in control here for the Crusaders. Gonna find Spooler left wing, handing it into Grant. Grant hands that one back over to Pope on the left slot, trying to find Grant at the left wing again, but Colfax tips this one and steals it away. We'll be having Kelly take it down that right side. Hand over to Jenkins, who drives down, get it to the left corner with Brown. Now back up between circles with Kelly. Tries to drive up into the paint there. Under the basket, up for two, but cannot make that one sink. Rebounded by Lustig. Lustig will get it into the hands of Reed, who finds Jenkins deep on this right side. He'll slowly but surely approach that right wing. And foul drawn up on the play. This one goes against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 12, Ben Bach, his third personal, and the Crusaders' first team foul.
So that leaves Kelly to inbound and a sub to roll in for Northwest Christian.
Coming onto the court, Jesse Pope.
He'll be letting Bach step off of the courts here for a minute. And so now we have Kelly inbounding far sideline. Hands that one over to Reed, then back to Kelly. Now Jenkins between circles. Circle back around towards that right side. Gets up into the paint, under the basket. Shot put up for two. It goes over the rim. However, we get to see Jenkins go to the charity stripe with a foul called against Northwest Christian.
Foul against number 3, Jonah Pope, his third personal, and the Crusaders' second team foul.
So Jenkins with his first shot. That one is up, and that sinks from Jenkins. score is 56-37 with 5 minutes, 48 seconds left in this game here tonight. Second shot is up from Jenkins, and that one is also good. Now we have the Bulldogs up by 20 points, 57-37, 5:44 left in the fourth quarter. And Grant handing that one off to Pope on that left side. Now Comfort on the left wing. He'll drive up in towards that left block, go under the basket where it gets stolen away by the Bulldogs. Chuck a pass from Jenkins intended for Kelly there, almost stolen by the Crusaders, but ends up flying out of bounds at rapid paces. So we'll have Bulldogs inbound this one and a sub come in for Northwest Christian.
Coming onto the court, Landon Epinator.
And so now we'll be having the Bulldogs inbound. That will be Brown at that near sideline. Hands that one over to Jenkins. Jenkins circling around, finding that far sideline. Now trying to drive up towards that right wing, but we do have a foul called up on the play to be going against Colfax.
Foul against number 33, Caleb Lustig, his 5th team foul, and the Bulldogs' first team foul.
So unfortunately, he is fouled out of this game.
Yeah.
So we have a sub check in for him.
Connor McConnelly.
Now we have Spooler between circles here for the Crusaders, directing some traffic. Handing it off to Grant. Now Pope at the right wing. He'll get back up between circles, find Spooler. Now Grant left corner up for the three, but it hits the front of the rim. Epinator gets the rebound, tries to put the shot back up. It will not sink, but Landon Epinator gets to find the free throw line.
Foul against number 4, Ledger Kelly, his 2nd personal, and the Bulldogs' 2nd team foul.
2 shots here for Epinator. First one is up, back of the iron, no good there. Score is still 57-37 with only 5 minutes and 3 seconds left in the game. Second one is up and back of the rim again for Epinator, rebounded by Kelly and handed over to Jenkins. Jenkins crossing that timeline here, passing that one off to Kelly between circles, now over to Reed on the right side. He'll drive down that right lane, looking around, finds the block up for a 2. That will sink from Reed. 59-37 is now your score with 4:40 left in the fourth. We have Jonah Pope keeping it slow and controlled here for the Crusaders. He'll get it down on this left lane, try and get up in the paint to go up for 2. His shot will not fall, and we do have a foul called on the play. This one will be going against the not the Crusaders, the Bulldogs, yes.
Foul against number 23, Adric Jenkins, his 4th personal, and the Bulldogs' 3rd team foul.
So now we have Pope at the top of the arc, trying to pass it down. He finds Grant in the right corner. Grant's under the basket up for 2, and that will sink. 59-39 now that score with 4:18 left in the fourth quarter. We have Jenkins handing that one over to Reed on the right wing, trying to get it to Kelly under the basket, but it's stolen away by Grant. Grant keeping the pace, quick up here, gets Kelly tripped up, feeds that one into Spooler. Now we have Jesse Pope at the right lane up for 2. It will not sink. That is rebounded by Reed. Hands it over to Jenkins. Takes this one across the Eagle logo. Feeds that one over to Reed on that right side. Drawing around towards the right lane now and handing it out to Brown. Brown over to Kelly, right wing up for the 3. Swish right on in.
Flawless.
62-39 is your score with 3:33 left in the fourth quarter. And we had Grant try and take this one down, but it was stolen away by Kelly. Does that count as a dunk? I'm not sure, but it was pretty cool nonetheless. 64-39 now your score with 3:15 left in the fourth quarter. We have Jonah Pope down here at the top of the arc. He'll drive in towards the right block. Up for 2 from Pope. His shot will fall, and he'll get an and one call on that. 64-41 now that score with an and one coming in here for the Crusaders, and a foul called against the Bulldogs.
Foul against number 13, Riker Reed, his 2nd personal, and the Bulldogs' 4th team foul.
2 subs for the Crusaders as well.
Coming onto the court, Ben Bach and Braylon Comfort.
And we have that shot up, and that is good from Pope. 64-42 is now your score with 3:07 left in the game. We have Jenkins going down towards the right wing, handing it to the top of the arc and pushing it over to Reed. Reed back over to Jenkins, who circles around the left side, and it's picked up by Brown there, who finds the right block up for two, but it's over the basket, and Bach with the rebound. Bach hands this one over to Spooler, who finds Grant at the right wing. To get back up towards the top of the arc, push that one into Bach at the lane, now back over to Grant, almost losing control. Goes up for the three from the right wing. Had a lot of interference and still sunk that shot. 64-45 is the score, 2:34 is the time, and the timeout is called. So we'll take a quick break and be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. We have about 2.5 minutes left in this game. 64-45 is your score right now. We have the Bulldogs inbounding. That'll be Kelly set to inbound. Gives that one over to Jenkins, now back to Kelly. Finding the hands of Reed now. Back to Jenkins on the far sideline. Gets it to Brown at the left block, up for two, but does not sink that one. And it's McAnley with the rebound. Get that one off to Reed between circles. Now off to Jenkins on the far sideline. Jenkins trying to dribble in, almost loses control, but picks it back up and feeds it over to Kelly, who gets under the basket, tries to go for the reverse layup. Shot doesn't sink, but it's due to no fault of his own. Foul to be going against the Crusaders.
Foul against number 3, Jonah Pope, his 4th personal, and the Crusaders' 3rd team foul.
Pope also in some foul trouble now. Gotta watch that here.
Yeah.
First shot is up, and that's off the side of the iron. No good for Kelly, and a sub coming in for Northwest Christian.
Coming onto the court.
Oh, we got two actually.
Evan Cox and Nate Hart.
And neither of them are coming in for Pope, who is at those 4 personal fouls now.
Yeah.
One more shot left here for Kelly. Can he get back that 20-point lead? Shot is up. Back of the iron, not this time. That one is rebounded by Hart and handed over to Grant. Grant on the right wing, stepping back out, trying to drive under the basket, gets tripped up, having to fight for the ball there. And we have a timeout called by the Crusaders to save that one. So we'll take a quick break too and be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. 2 minutes about remain in this game. It has been an intense one.
Yes, it has.
We're going to be having Pope inbound this one for the Crusaders. Gives that one off to Hart at the right wing. Chuck pass over in between circles to Grant. Grant getting it down on that left side. Spooler with the three, but it will not fall on that one. Rebounded by Cox, but it will not be any good with his putback shot. That time it's stolen away by the Bulldogs. Gonna keep Jenkins in control here as he jumps through the center jump circle. Lobs a pass over to Kelly at the top of the arc. 15 left on that shot clock. We are with Reed at the right slot. Shoot back over to Kelly at the right wing. He finds the box, up for two. That one will sink. Score is 66-45. 1:18 left and another timeout called, so we'll take another break and be right back after this. Welcome back to this Cubs Sports broadcast. Gonna get rolling here. We have Nate Hart set to inbound for the Crusaders underneath Colfax baskets. Both teams ran in a ton of subs real quick, so we have our younger kids playing. So we have Shamblin in control here for the Crusaders. Hands this over to the younger Lucas Grant at the left wing. Get that one under the basket, and it's a brawl there. We have Cox trying to get that one up. It will not work out there. However, we do have a foul to be going against the Colfax Bulldogs here.
Foul against number 32, Hank Raybold. His first personal and the Bulldogs' 15th foul.
So now we will be sending Evan Cox to that free throw line to get some more points on the board here. First shot is up, and that one sinks right on in there. 66-46 is your score with 1:07 left in this fourth and final quarter. We do have the Crusaders in bonus now. One more shot left here from Cox. That one's up, and it's just as good as the first. 66-47 with 1:05 left in the fourth. In control for the Bulldogs here, we have Indereden. Gonna get it down along that right side. Swing back down towards this left. Gonna be pushing in at that left lane with McNeely. Hand that one back out, up for a two, and that's no good there from Rebold, and it's rebounded by Cox. Or I guess that would be Hart. Tries to pass that one over, and it is going out of bounds. That's off of the hands of the Bulldogs there. So we'll be having Shamblin inbound for the Crusaders. Gives that one over to Hart. Now back off this right wing. Swing it back right wing. And we're gonna have Shamblin up at the right short corner for a two, and that'll work out. 66-49 now your score. 27 seconds left in this game. That's gonna be Indereden taking this one around that left side. Just kind of letting the clock run out here with only 13 seconds left in the game. Colfax with 66 points and the Northwest Christmas Crusaders with 49. That will be the end of the game. So Colfax will walk away with your district championship. Woo! And both these teams will be heading to state. Northwest Christian taking that second place championship. Really fun game here tonight, Sophia.
I really enjoyed it.
Yes. It has been a super fun one, and this whole district tournament has been a really fun one to be a part of and experience. So thank you guys all so much for joining us for these district games. Congratulations to all of the teams who played out here in the districts. It has been an honor to get to work alongside you guys.
Absolutely.
And thank you to all who are listening out here. So that will be the end of this. So with that, good night and goodbye.